This release came from His Excellency, the Office of the President. And the release says that strengthening spiritual partnership for national direction and healing. It reads, greetings of peace and grace from the Office of the President, envoy for interfaith and ecumenical relations. On behalf of the President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and the Office of the President Envoy, I extend heartfelt appreciation to you and your various denominations for your unwavering spiritual support and intercessory prayers and sustained leadership in promoting peace, moral integrity, and national unity. Your role in Ghana's spiritual and civic life remains indispensable as part of the strengthening national coordination on spiritual matters, especially in these times of uncertainty and complexity. We kindly encourage you to inform all prophets, men and women of God under your oversight that any prophecy or spiritual insights of the national nature, especially those with implications for the high-profile political leaders, governance, national security, public stability, should be formally relayed to the Office of the President Envoy for urgent review and appropriate escalation. This is the spirit of responsibility, discernment, and also stewardship over the nation's destiny. Right. Let me continue here. And it says that, furthermore, in light of the tragic incident that occurred recently, which claimed lives and involving government officials, military personnel, and NDC party executives, we humbly request your intense prayers for, 1, the President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the government and all state institutions, and then 3, the bereaved families and the entire nation of Ghana. May the Lord comfort the afflicted, guide our leaders, and continue to preserve our beloved country. We look forward to continued partnership and shared spiritual responsibility as we work together for the peace and prosperity of Ghana. Signed, sincerely, Elvis Afriyanka, President Envoy for Interfaith and Ecumenical Relations, Office of the President, Republic of Ghana. So this is, of course, copied to the churches, and it's to all ecumenical heads for your information and onward delivery. That's exactly what. So, producers, if you can just put Elvis Afriyanka on the line. I think he's also trying to reach us. So call him back with a studio line, and then we can have an interaction with him on this call. Let me engage my okay. So we have the former party official who is the head of this body that has been, set aside by the Office of the President, Envoy for Interfaith and Ecumenical Relations, Elvis Afriyanka. Thank you for your time, sir. Good morning to you. Welcome to Good Morning Ghana.
Good morning, and good morning to your panelists and your viewers.
Condolences to you, to start with, condolences to you and the party and everybody affected by this. So, first, let's, okay, can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Okay, let's now understand this office. We've had this formal release from you yesterday, and you sent, I don't know if I should describe it as a plea to the churches and persons who, seem to have some spiritual insight concerning the nation. And you've directed them to your office so that we can streamline some of this information that comes through. Let's help us understand exactly what this work is about.
Okay, so as the name denotes, it's the Office of the Envoy for Interfaith and Ecumenical Relations. Our country is made up of 60-70% Christians, 20-30% Muslims, and traditionalists. So faith plays a very important role in our body politic. And the president felt that it was important for him to have somebody who could coordinate and collaborate, working with and through the Ministry of Chieftaincy, Religious Affairs and Local Government, and other agencies to coordinate their affairs. You have situations where various faith organizations and bodies have various issues that confront them. They want to call on the president. They want to engage various people within the political and governance space, and therefore my job is to coordinate all these activities, Muslim, Christian, traditional, and all other faiths. So that, in summary, is the nature of the work that we do. Can I go on with the real issues that you called me? Hello?
Yes, Mr. Ankara. So they have a contact line or a way to get to you when they have some interest. We've seen some of the videos of some of the pastors complaining that, you know, they call, sometimes they see some of these things, they call, they don't get access. Some claim, and I'm using it advisedly, they could have done something about, you know, accidents and incidents that occur, that happens, that hits the nation in a certain way. So do they have, you know, an access route of how to get to you, a contact you've provided and all that?
Yes, there is, and we provided that number. But let me put the issues in their proper context. As you rightly said, since the sad events of last Wednesday, we've seen various videos and TikTok, so many things about various prophecies, some very, very scary. And by and large, a lot of them state that when they see these visions or get these dreams, they don't have any access or avenue by which they can communicate to those concerned or to government officials. We don't pick our calls, they don't have any access to us, they can't come to Jubilee House. So we have created this avenue for them to be able to direct those specific type of prophecies. And it's important that I state clearly that we are not saying that they should not prophesy. They have every right to prophesy in their churches publicly on any event that they deem fit. The only distinction is that we're saying that any prophecy or spiritual insight of a national nature, especially those with implications for high-profile political leaders, governance, and national security or public stability, should be channeled through these means. And I use an example in another country just for people to get a context. Imagine tomorrow morning we wake up and there's a prophecy that some man of God comes up in the States and says that the Air Force One is going to crash. I am sure if you know that there will be some interesting developments, if you know what I mean. So there's a biblical basis for what we are doing too. If you go to 1 Thessalonians 5, verse 20 to 21, the Bible says, do not despise prophecies, but test all things. So it's biblical that you should not despise, don't just throw it away, but you weigh it and assess it, number one. Number two, the Bible says in 1 John 4:1 that we should test the spirits, and that not all spirits are of God. It's biblical. Number three, the Bible says in 1 Corinthians 6, verse 12, that all things are lawful, but not all things are beneficial or permissive. So you may see the vision, you may have the prophecy and all that, but is it the way you communicate it? Is it going to be in the national interest? Is it going to cause fear and panic? Is it going to cause consternation? For example, we are in a period of mourning now, and people are saying that, oh, this is just the beginning. Many, many people are going to die. Like, it's as if it's like, you know, there's a problem somewhere. We must all be honest with ourselves. So this is an avenue for those who genuinely and sincerely really, really have seen things and they want to help, but they don't know how to go about it. A channel and an avenue has been created. There are seasoned men and women of God who understand this, who are gifted, they wait and assess it. I can tell you, and that there are some of the people who have given those prophecies, they're already being engaged behind the scenes. I can't mention names. So this is just to bring some sort of order so that we can all work together.
Okay. So now that, you know, some of them, they're in church and sort of they speak without necessarily waiting for a certain time. Do they have, now that there is a streamlined way of going about this, do they still have the chance to speak to their church members, or they are restricted now that they must strictly abide by this once it concerns the nation or any national leader? It has to be controlled.
Okay, so again, we go to the Bible. The Bible is very clear and on how these things should be uh, handled. Okay, the Bible says that um, the the spirit of the prophets are subject to the prophets. I think it's in First Corinthians 12 or so. I'm not sure. Somebody can help me. But what it means is that when you're in a church, and when Paul was teaching, he said, you are in a church, somebody has seen a vision, somebody has a prophecy, somebody has a song. You must be able to control it. Otherwise, this person will be prophesying, this person will be singing, this person will be given a revelation or a vision. There will be chaos. So Paul says that the spirits of the prophets are subject to the prophets. So you must, and it is biblical. Again, the foundation is the Bible. You must have that self-control. God.
That's First Corinthians 14:32.
Okay, thank you. Well, thank you very much, Madam Bible Scholar. So and the spirits of the prophets are subject to the prophet. So God is not the author of confusion, 33, but of peace. For God is not the author of confusion, but of peace. So we are just appealing to them. That for me, it hurts me a lot when people are lambasting pastors and prophets as if they are all charlatans and fools. It's not true. For every so-called one bad pastor, there are thousands and thousands of them that are doing great work. So I help and support missionary work. If you know what pastors are going through in our rural areas, in our rural communities, taking the gospel to the depths of this world is not a joke. So I will be the last people to condemn pastors and prophets. No, they're doing a great job under very difficult circumstances. But we must also not create the opportunity and avenue for people to unnecessarily lambast us. So we're saying that there has to be a certain order. We must exercise self-control. When you yourself, God has given all of us wisdom, realize that those prophecy, and again, using Air Force One as an example, I don't want to use Ghana because people have the tendency to misinterpret and misquote. I'm using Air Force One. You wake up and you say, Air Force One is going to crash. Believe me, many things are going to happen that day. So let's look at things from that perspective. It's not everything that when you see, you must say publicly. You can give a hint, okay? It's allowed. Let's use the wisdom. God is the source and author of wisdom. So the wisdom God has given us, let's use it and let's manage the situation because unfortunately, what is happening is that this is rather denting the credibility of the church. That is the concern. This is rather denting the credibility. People don't even want to hear about pastors and prophets, and it's very painful. They don't want to hear, oh, just as if those people, they are all charlatans, So the thing that is meant to glorify God is rather now becoming a problem for all of us. So I am just appealing that it is in our collective interest as Christians. And we are not leaving out our Muslim brothers and all other things. But the reality is that it is mostly the Christian pastors and prophets who are on social media. So we are appealing to them. This is not to guard them. No.
There was a I don't know if it was a warning or an advice from the police somewhere last year or 2 years ago when the prophets were warned by the police service that you cannot be giving any prophecy anyhow, else you'll be arrested by the police. How are you going to reconcile this with your office?
We are not giving warning. We are not giving police. Our statement is very clear. We are talking about collaboration and working together to achieve a common goal. That is our mandate.
Right.
We don't have the powers of arrest. We don't have the powers of force. They have their job to do. So I cannot speak for them. But I'm talking from our perspective. We want to collaborate more and ensure that we do things that will enhance national unity, peace, and stability.
Right. If you will educate me, do you have any religious title?
Me?
Yes.
Elvis.
Elvis, thank you for speaking to us this morning. Good morning, Ghana.